You joined Rochdale, then in League One when you were 19, had 5 seasons with the Dale before moving to Rotherham in 2021. You experienced championship level football in your last 2 seasons there. And last August, you became one of 7 players who signed with mighty Wrexham during that summer transfer window. 8 if you count goalkeeper Arthur Conquo making that move from Arsenal permanent. God bless you, Arthur. Ollie, when you're a player in the transfer market, and I imagine you had a number of options with your agent, can you talk about how when you find out that this Wrexham, how they stand out when they come in from you? Because it does, when you're hearing about it, it does immediately feel different to other opportunities, right?
Yeah, it's different. Like, it's a special kind of thing. This type of opportunity doesn't come around very often in English football, to be part of something so special. So as soon as my agent kind of spoke to the manager and they had a positive conversation and they kind of said like, oh yeah, this is something we want to do, it was a no-brainer for me, and I was desperate to jump on board and try and be a part of something.
Can you put it into footballing terms? Like, really, what does it feel like when you would have had other opportunities? You would have talked it through with your agent. When your agent said Wrexham, take us to that conversation and what goes through your mind, what the value proposition seems like.
I think it was actually me that first kind of mentioned it to him, because at the end of last season, we kind of, obviously with Rotherham getting relegated from the Championship, the kind of aim was for me to kind of stay in the Championship with another club. But then we also spoke about, right, well, what if a big League One club would come in for you and then we could maybe get promoted back to the Championship? And he kind of mentioned a few, and I said, well, what about Wrexham? Do you think they'll be up there this season? And he said, yeah, okay, I'll give Phil a ring. And then, it all kind of stemmed from there, really.
Did you negotiate getting a call from Rob and Ryan as part of the deal, or did you just have to settle for the dulcet sound of Humphrey Carr to seal the deal?
No, I only had the manager. I had a 5-10 minute Zoom call with the manager, because that's kind of all it needed, really. I was sold on the idea of being there as soon as it kind of came to the table. So, yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting all the other gang a bit later on.
Well, what's Phil Parkinson like for Neil? We've had him on this show many, many, many times, and I've really come to enjoy and he's such a singular, calm, stoic force. I think, like, really the anchor to Wrexham's success. What's he really like from the inside?
No, he's brilliant to work with, as are all the staff. And I think that's one of the reasons why Wrexham's been so successful, because he's been at the helm and he's recruited like fantastic players first and foremost, but also like incredible staff behind the scenes. But yeah, as a manager, he's incredibly focused, works really hard. He puts loads of hours into researching the opposition and making sure that we're prepared as fully as possible. And he always supports us, really. He kind of never throws us under the bus. We're definitely his players, and he looks after us.
Well, what's it like when you join a new team with such a large number of players, Ollie? I mean, 7 really. Let's say over half a dozen. There's a huge group of you, new to a culture, new to a system, new to a manager, also trying to remember the other players' names. I'm imagining trying to like Google map your way to the training ground constantly.
No, it is a lot, and I think that's sometimes something that supporters kind of overlook. You think, oh, we've signed a player, he needs to hit the ground running straight away, but there's usually so many other factors. But no, to be fair, everyone there was really welcoming, but I did kind of find it a little bit difficult when I first joined, just kind of stepping into a completely new environment with a group of players that were really tight-knit and had been together for quite a long time. And I'd been at my previous club for a number of years and felt kind of really at home there, part of the furniture. So I definitely kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. But over the next few weeks and months, I kind of really got involved with the group and really felt a part of it. And I think it's probably the best group I've worked with in my career so far, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
Ollie, is it different to any other setup that you've ever been in? Like there is something utterly, we all know, unique about this Wrexham narrative. But as a footballer, you've played at, in the Champion, you've played in higher levels, but there is something singular. What's that like to experience for the first time?
Yeah, I say this to a lot of people. I think from the outside, obviously, it looks kind of a crazy place to be and that every day is wild. But when you actually step into the into the change room every day. It's just like all the other football clubs in the EFL, kind of normal people that have had regular careers, and so I think it's kind of when you're actually inside the building, it's business as usual. Just obviously with sometimes you meet Channing Tatum, but but on the whole, day to day, it's pretty much just standard, really.
Business as usual plus Channing Tatum.
Yeah,
which becomes usual though in a way, huh?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. You still kind of find it hard to get used to that one, but yeah, good fun.